I noticed something was wrong with him when he was born, and it was simply because he wouldn't latch. Doctors said it's normal, some kids just can't latch. Months went down, his development was pretty slow. So in December we found out that he had the Allen-Herndon-Dudley-Syndrome, and only about 25 families before him have been recorded.
His body can't take the proteins to the brain to make the brain grow, so the proteins will stay in his blood supply, and it's actually toxic to your organs and your blood. And since the brain can't grow, he can't do anything physically or mentally like a normal child would do.
He's basically stuck in a 3-month-old mindset. It's a 24-hour job for both of us. As he gets older, it just gets harder.
There are some days where he just can't help himself and he has his little fits.
It's okay. He pretty much arches all the way back in like a bridge motion. He can end up hurting his neck that way or breaking something in his back or pulling muscles. So when he gets extreme fits, you have to physically bend him and force him to not hurt himself.
Ivan, you gotta bend, bub. Hey.
Okay, it's okay.
Hey, bub. Come on. Sit up, bend. Ivan. Ivan.
It's okay, it's okay.
The disease, the heart rate is already high, so when he does get upset and throw these temper tantrums, we have to be careful to calm him down quick, otherwise his breath won't be able to catch up with his heart and it could cause a lot of issues.
Roughly right now at age 2, it's costing roughly $300 a week just to take care of his basic needs of medically. His formula is roughly $4 to $4.50 a can, and he has to take 6 cans a day. He needs to eat so much because he has extremely overactive thyroid at the same time. He takes in as much calories as a full-grown adult should. And he's still on the roughly 15th to 18th percentile on weight from being malnourished. After each feeding, we have to keep him in the upright position so that he does not throw up his food.
What the disease does, it also causes muscle and joint deformities, which is already starting to take effect on him. Someone always has to be there for Ivan 24 hours a day. Someone always has to supervise him, always.
He silently aspirates, so if you take his eyes off of him for, say, 30 seconds, he could choke and end up dying.
He needs to sit up. And he's out.
I get a social security for him, and if I were to go and get a job and raise over an amount of $2,000, then they'd take it all away. And his health insurance, and his health insurance is great, it covers everything that he may need. If I were to get a job anyway, I couldn't do it because he constantly needs care 24/7. They would just all go to caring for him anyway.
I work part-time side little jobs, but I don't have the ability to hold an entire full-time job because of demands physically and mentally exhausting with Shannon that I need to be there to take care of him also. We split the time between us. We'll take a couple hours during the day, one person takes over, and then we switch back and forth. We're trying to raise money to get Ivan to the Netherlands for a clinical trial. And what the trial is for is a drug called Triac, and it has the capability to lower the toxic T3 in his blood and at the same time help him mature more mentally and have a little bit more physical control of his body.
If this doesn't work out, then we have to worry about all of these added on effects that will happen to him as he gets older, like his liver failing, his other organs, choking in the middle of the night. It gets worse as time goes on.
Currently, we have a GoFundMe account set up for Ivan, and we are trying to raise money through social media that way. And we also have physical fundraisers set up. We are trying to currently set up a fund for Ivan and his treatments, but we have difficulties right now, so the fund cannot be in Ivan's or Shannon's name for legal purposes, or he could potentially lose his medical and social security benefits that are really needed for him.
The reason why we're trying to open up the other accounts is so that we have a place to hold all of the funds for him to get them to the Netherlands. GoFundMe has us withdraw it every month, so whatever proceeds people donate through that whole month has to be taken out at the beginning of the next month. So then we have to have a place to put it. So we're actually saving every dime and penny that comes in strictly for Ivan to get him to the Netherlands. The trial theoretically would change it to where he'd be able to go to school, he would be able to make friends, he'd be able to communicate with us, he'd be able to be a normal kid.